guys, welcome to my channel, Helena here, and today I am going to do my update for my THOSE Eyeshadows project Pan. So this will be my second update. I started this project in February, so not like in the beginning of the year, but yeah, I started this project when I started my YouTube channel because this was one of the projects that I really felt inspired by. I really love watching the updates on YouTube, so I wanted to join in on all the fun as well. And I must say, I am rocking the shit out of this project. I think it's so fun, and for me, going to work, I don't mind reaching for the same eyeshadows, and then I kind of mix it up on the weekends or if I redo my makeup and so on. So I am doing so well. I am so excited to share my update. Before we jump into my update, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Helena. On this channel I like to try out new makeup, but I also like to use the makeup that I already have. So if you like project panning content, if you like trying out new makeup, I have a thing for indie makeup in particular, then please consider subscribing and yeah, give this video a thumbs up. If you're interested in what I'm wearing on my eyes, I felt inspired by spring. It's finally a bit warmer. We had a shit week last week where it was snowing all week, and I thought that spring was here. Everything had kind of melted away, and then it was crazy last week. We had like a snowstorm and flights were delayed, and it was just a mess. But now it's warm again, things are melting. I hope that this will be the day, or that it won't be coming back. If you're interested in what I'm wearing, I'm using the Moira Sweet Delights palette. This is so cute. It looks like a box of chocolate, and when you open it up, you get this like wrapper like you do in a chocolate box, and this is the palette. I regret not using my ABH eye primer. I used my Morphe, and that one is not the ABH primer is white, so I think that the pastels would have shown up better. For example, the orange in my crease is not really, I'm using this like very pale orange, and that kind of just blended into my skin, so I should have used a white base, but it is what it is. Yeah, so this was my color story for my THOSE eyeshadows. By some weird freaking coincidence, I randomized shades that are almost like all warm tones. I'm like, I seriously have more than 1800 eyeshadows to choose from, and this is the color story. So if you're new to this project, you randomize. It was created by Alexi, and it has grown on YouTube, and people are like kind of doing their own twist on things. So my rules are that I randomize 5 shades from my entire collection, and I will have to use the shade a minimum of 25 times or hitting pan. So if I hit pan before 25 times, that is fine. The goal is to hit pan. So if I feel like I have used a shade 25 times and I'm very close, I might keep it in. And I do this because I want to use all of the eyeshadows that I have in my collection. I want to make my eyeshadow collection look used and abused. If I roll in a black shade or a pressed glitter, because some of my palettes have pressed glitters in them, I have set the rule to that I only have to use it 10 times. But I still want to use those shades because they are part of my collection, so I'm not going to veto them out. I have still, like I said, that I will have 3 vetoes. I don't know, I haven't felt the need to use them, and I don't know if I will, so maybe I will just skip that and see, you know, if the time comes when I don't want to use a shade, and then I will just allow myself to not do so. But yeah, this was the color story. Last time I generated 3 new shades. So let's go from the top, because that is one of the oldest that I rolled in the beginning. And this red one is from my ODEN'S EYE Hummingbird palette. It is called Hibiscus. And yeah, this has been in from the beginning. Last time, I'm just gonna look it up. I used it very much last time. I only had a couple of uses left. I didn't have that many uses remaining. I will remember to mark for following updates. And this is what the shade looks like now. I have not hit pan, but I have used the shade 25 times. And I hope that you can pick up on that dip. So this shade definitely looks used now. I have touched on all of the shades in this palette. It was only used a handful of times before rolling it into this project, so I'm really happy to have had it in. But now I am very burnt out on bright reds. But yeah, I managed to use it 25 times and it is now rolling out. The next shade on my hand is this brown orange. Looks like it could be from the Modern Renaissance, but it is actually from my LimeCrime Venus II palette. Same story with this one. Almost all of these eyeshadow palettes are fairly new in my collection. Or all of them in this rotation are like new. I had only used them a couple of times before rolling it in. So this is the Venus II, and I think I had like 10-12 uses remaining on this shade last update, and I am happy to say that I have used it 25 times now, and this is what the shade looks like. So as you can probably see, there is no pan, and this one is, I have used it quite differently than the red one. I have used a smaller packing brush and like stamped it on the Hibiscus shade. This one I've used more a fluffy brush and kind of brushed it in my crease, and I have used it in concoction with the plummy shade to make it more like red or so on. But yeah, I've used it 25 times. I don't know how deep LimeCrime's pans are, but I am rolling this one out. I am, as I said, a bit burnt out by these warm tones that I have been using a lot. I have touched on all the shades in this one as well. I want to use this product also as kind of like a no pan left behind situation. I thought I would use this mustard shade more, but I kind of felt like I needed to keep in this realm, so I didn't want to use the mustard. I wanted to focus on the red, and like, because I could use other shades. So yeah, this one is also rolling out. I said I was killing it this time. The next shade is looking kind of similar to the LimeCrime, but this is actually a metallic shade, despite not being very metallic on my hand. This one is the shade Mary from my V Cosmetics I Put a Spell on You palette, and I rolled this in last time, and yeah, this is what the shade looks like now. So I hope you can see that juicy pan there. These pans were deeper than I thought. I had a good dip going because I used quite a small brush, and I brushed it on my lower lash line quite a bit. And I was like, I never hit pan. I used this, well, 14 times. But I hope you can see that this shade, this pan is so deep. And the shade name actually rubbed off. I think I was oily and something and just wanted to clean up the pan or the palette, and then I rubbed the shade name off. But yeah, I've almost used all of the shades in this one. I think that I have yet to use for this rotation. I think I've used them before, but I haven't touched Immortal, and I can't remember if I used Sarah, this like purple one, but all of the other shades I have dipped into at least once, which is exciting, and I am happy to roll this one out as well. Alright, then moving on to this shade that you maybe won't even be able to see because it's almost the same shade as my skin. This is like a satin shade that I rolled in last time, and it's from my Freyara eyeshadow palette. I have made a video testing out this brand, and I was not really super blown away by the quality. But anyways, I rolled in this shade called Roll, fittingly enough. And yeah, this palette is super new to me, so I had like maybe touched it, swatched it, and so on. And yeah, I've used this 16 times and I was able to hit pan. So that is extremely exciting. These pans are not as deep as the V palette, but I used a fluffier brush to set this in my crease as a transition shade. It really didn't do much, but I used it. And I have also dipped into almost all of the shades in this palette except for these three, because I felt like they were competition to that V shade. But the rest of them I have used this pink quite a lot in my crease. I have used these two shades to set my lids. And yeah, I have gotten to know this palette a bit more. Not anything super exciting, but I mean, it's a neutral palette, so I don't think that neutral palettes are that exciting compared to other more colorful shades. So yeah, rolling this one. This is the fourth shadow that I will roll out. How freaking good am I? And then the final shade is this plummy shade, and that one comes from my, I've been saying my Martine 69, but it's 669. It is from my Martine Cosmetics 669 palette, and it looks like this. I apologize for the nasty look, but it's like, who thought it would be a good idea to have like a plush velvety case on eyeshadow palettes? It looks cool, and then like 2 uses in, it looks dusty as fuck. Yeah, I rolled in the shade Petula, which is this plummy red, and it's interesting that I rolled that one in because like this is a super cool toned palette with lots of grays and like greens, blues. But yeah, this is a shade, the only like slightly leaning warm tone shade in the palette. This one is a duochrome, it's really pretty. So yeah, as you can see, I have not hit pan. I have used this shade a whopping 16 times. I said I've been good. I've been like using this almost every day to work. And you can see that there is a dip going on, but these shadows are pressed really well. There isn't any kick up at all. I have used all of them now, and I really like it. The only issue I have is that I feel like there are so many black looking shades that are a bit redundant. Like you have this one, you have this one, then you have like a black with glitters in. I feel like we could have used something more bright, because this is the only like brighter shade, and you see that's a duochrome, so it has a red base, so it's not bright always. I could have used like 2 slightly brighter shades to use in the inner corner and so on. But yeah, I think that this is a really nice quality palette. I am enjoying using it, and yeah, I have 9 times left to use this before I can roll it out. I don't think that I will hit pan before that, but you never know. So yeah, that is my progress, and now we are going to randomize new shades, and I am so excited. This is the most exciting part of this project. So all of the shades above are rolling out, and we are keeping Petula in for the next rotation. I have my Pretty Random app. Ignore the number here, I just wanted to make sure it worked. I have from the minimum 1, of course, and then my top number currently is standing at 1,892. There seems to have, the number seems to have grown. It grows every time. Oopsies. But yeah, I'm going to generate 4 new shades, and let's see what we get. So first shade is 1010. Then we have 1009, alright, interesting. 1153. And all of them in the thousands. 1431. Alright, let me look at what those shades are, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back, and this is yeah, I don't know really if I like this app, because I have almost 2,000 eligible shades, and 3 of these shades will now currently be from the exact same palette. How? Yeah, I rolled in 2 more shades from my Martine 669 palette. That is the shade 1010 and 1009. So, I haven't seen what those shades are, but let's look at them together. So 1010 is called Euphenia. Oh yes, it's this stunning like multichrome. And 1009 then is this grey called Hildegarde. So let me swatch those out. But I mean, like, how can I? Why? And I was so good at using, like, feeling no pan left behind and really reaching into this palette anyways, because I felt like I will be able to roll it out next time, but it will be staying. Alright, so this one is Petula. Then we have that Euphenia. Did I? No. I made a mistake. Where did I? Yeah, I think I swatched Medusa. Let's do that again, shall we? There we go. So, Petula, and then we have Euphenia, and it's like so pretty. And then Hildegarde is this matte grey shade. Sorry for that nasty bad swatch, but there it is. See if I can make it better. Okay. This product probably did not want to go into spring. Then I rolled in the shade 1153, and that one comes from my Moira palette. So I made an order from Moira last year, and I got a lot of, like, the palette that I'm using, and I got a lot of these. So I did, in the beginning of this project, have another of these smaller palettes called Still Standing, but this one is called Midnight Whispers. And I rolled in the shade Fallen Leaves. So let's look at what that shade is. Yes, of course it's this dark green shade. Because apparently we are going to rock dark shades during this spring. And that is Fallen Leaves swatched right there. Will probably work well with the grey and also maybe this duochrome, multichrome. But yeah, I'm happy to use this. I have only used this once because I make a choice to use all of my palettes at least once when I get them before I put them in my collection. And I don't think that I use this that much more. Alright, finally I rolled in the shade 1431, and that one comes from my Otaku Baby palette in the palette Slay. And I am a huge anime freak, so I of course like this brand is just up my alley. This one I know has a lot of pressed glitters, so I'm fingers crossed it's not one of them, but if you know, this is inspired by Demon Slayer. And yeah, of course I had to get it. Demon Slayer is, if you want to get into anime, if you want to get hype, watch Demon Slayer, it's a really good show. So I rolled in the shade Muichiro, and that one is, oh, okay, okay. So this is what the palette looks like. Which shade do you think I rolled in? Do you think it's this bright yellow? No, it's this black. Love that for me. Okay, but I'm only having to use that 10 times then. And no one will say that it's not going with the theme of the rest of my shades. So Muichiro is looking like that. It's a black with some, there is some sparkle, but it's really not visible. Yeah. Not really what I was hoping for, but it's fine. We will make it work. So let's recap. I have this one, Petula, I used 9 times. These 3 will be used 25 times, or pan. And this black then, since it's a black, I have allowed myself to only use it 10 times before rolling it out, so that shouldn't really be an issue. But yeah, that is it. This is old color story and new color story. Quite fall toned, but I am happy nevertheless to use my eyeshadows because it's fun. So yeah, please let me know what did you think. I think that the panning gods heard me when I said that what are the odds to roll all of these warm tones. Please let me get something else, and I definitely got something else this time, so maybe I shouldn't complain. Let me know what you're doing this project. What do you think about this color story? And yeah, I hope to hear from you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!